Okay. So slope of the ramp gives the strength of the ramp, and shift gives its x-axis intercept. To do this, yesterday we have seen we have defined a function for step signal where we have taken the x-axis time and amplitude. In place of that amplitude, we shall give the slope for this ramp function and the shift. Okay. So what is a ramp function? Here is the example I have taken. Time t. I have divided from -10 to +10. -10 to +10 in steps of 1. And we shall define this ramp. First, initialize an array R with zeros having capital N number of points. Here I have taken 21 points, and so I have filled with the 21 zeros here. So a ramp will have, a unit ramp will have zeros up to -1 for t is equal to -1, and from 0 onwards it will start. It will start in the fashion that at 0 it is 0, at 1 it is 1, at 2 is equal to 2, like this it continues. Okay. So that gives the signal, this ramp starting from the origin. Okay. So to fill that, this is the for loop, similar to the one we have used for step signal. But the change is fill this array R with the function evaluated as m into within bracket t of I. What is t of I? So whatever the I that we take, which starts taking values from 0 up to the final value capital N in steps of 1. So that value for corresponding to that index, what is the value of t that will pick from this array t, and that minus the shift, it will calculate within bracket and then multiply by whatever the slope that we give. That is going to be the ramp signal. So you may ask, we know that a ramp signal is represented mathematically by an equation for a straight line given by mx plus c. Why this x minus shift within the bracket? To illustrate that, I have written this graph here. So suppose we have the ramp which is shifted here. Let us suppose that shift is to a point t is equal to 5. Okay. So this is a ramp with a slope is equal to 2. Okay. M is equal to 2. So its equation y is equal to 2x plus c. So if you evaluate this for the intercept c, we get the value c is equal to 10. Okay, if you substitute the known values of y and x here, say at y is equal to 5, x is equal to 0, at x is equal to 5, y is equal to 0, so you get c is equal to 10. Okay, so this I can write it as 2 multiplied by 5, where 5 is our shift. So you can generalize this, and finally we can write the equation for the ramp signal as y is equal to slope multiplied by whatever the x-axis variable that we take minus the value of the shift. So that is why this equation. Understood this? So substitute, so you evaluate, find out the value of this R of I only if this condition is satisfied. If T of I is greater than or equal to shift, then you calculate that value of R of I and continue this loop until all the values of this I in the range from 0 to n get exhausted. And then once that loop is over, return the value of R. That is what the definition of the ramp. You understood that? Any doubt? Anybody?
No, ma'am.
No? Oh, so what it does, suppose if the shift is 0, it will check for the condition T of I greater than or equal to 0. So this condition is satisfied only when this I take comes to this value. Okay. So what is the I value? So this is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 and 11. Okay. So this 11th value, we get T of I is equal to 0. So we'll keep that. If you put that value here, 0 minus shift is also 0. So R of I is 0. So next, when this becomes 1, T of I is this one. So which is greater than the shift, because I have given the shift is equal to 0. So now this is 1 minus 0 multiplied by, suppose if I am generating unit step, this is a unit RAM, M is going to be equal to 1. 1 multiplied by 1, I'll have 1. This 0 gets replaced by 1. Similarly, you can check when the T value is this, you will get a value R of I is equal to 2. That will come to this place. Then 3, 4, 5, 6, like this, it continues. Okay. So when you plot this R versus T, you get a RAM with a continuous line. If you plot it, it is going to be a continuous time RAM signal. Okay. So let me come to the Jupyter Notebook. So what are the necessary libraries that we have to import? First one is NumPy. Import all the functions of that, and also import it as a short form, NP. Then the matplotlib dot pyplot as pyplot as a PLT. Then give this magic command, which is matplotlib inline, to get the graph inline. And then we have seen that some version related warnings will come. To suppress that, we are giving these two lines, import warnings and warnings dot filter warnings. Ignore that. Okay. So first let me restart this page. Okay. So now I'll run this first cell so that all the import things have been carried out properly. So next, the same thing I have written here. I have defined a RAM function, fn underscore RAM, which is having 3 arguments. First one is the x-axis, that is time. Next is the slope, and next is the shift. Okay, in the same order. Next, initializing an array R with zeros of so many elements, capital N number of elements. N we shall see in the next cell what is the value of N. And next, initialize a loop for I in the range from 0 to capital N. If T of I is greater than or equal to shift, then you calculate that element in the array R of I using this relation M into T of I minus shift. And if the loop is not over it, you go back and increment that I, then carry out this until this loop is over. So by the time this loop gets execution of this loop is over, we will have an array R which is modified. Originally it was all with 0. It is modified now that it returns whenever we call this function from any point. This is the work it does. Okay. So let me execute that. Next, coming to this, where we call the function with the required M and shift value. And before that, we must also define what is T. So T, I am taking it as a linear space, linearly varying values from -10 to 10. And I have put some 1,000 points. It has divided this -10 to 10 as 1,000 points so that I get a smooth curve. Then measure what is the length of this array T. So N is equal to length T will give you the value of N. That N will be passed on to this. Then M value, initially I'm initializing it for 1 and shift is equal to 0. Let me first get the unit RAM with M is equal to 0, M is equal to 1 and shift is equal to 0. And next I'm plotting this x-axis T and y-axis is the R that I get back after executing this function definition. And I'll plot it with a red color. Okay. So you can get the keys from the documentation I have mentioned in the previous class for different colors. And next, I want to plot it in a graph sheet of size 8 by 8. Okay. And then I'll also define what is the X limit and Y limit so that in the graph sheet, it will limit the markings to x-axis from -10 to +10 and y-axis also from -10 to +10. Then these are labelings. X label as a time with a font size of 14 and Y label amplitude with a font size of 14. And the title of the graph as R of t with a font size of 60. And these 4 lines already I have explained. Is it necessary to shift it to the center? Yes, it is necessary, because in it's not necessary actually. Okay, let us keep these 4 lines and execute this. Okay, you without this also you can do that, because we don't have any part of the graph in the negative part of the sheet in the third and fourth quadrant. So you can even suppress this so that you get the graph from below. Suppose if your result has a part in the negative part, then you need that so that it will look nice. Anyway, markings have come to the leftmost and the bottommost here. Yes, that we needed it now, because we want the markings to be here and y-axis to be here. That is why I think I have done this. Okay. So now the graph is clear. So this is a unit ramp. You observe here, when it is 2.5, x is 2.5, y is 2.5, x is 5, y is 5. So it is a straight line with slope is equal to 1. So it is a unit ramp R of t. So how to fold this? Similar to the process we have done for a step signal. To fold it, just change the sign here. Instead of comparing greater than or equal to shift, you just compare it with the less than or equal to shift. And the calculation here, you must replace m by minus m. Okay, when you fold it, its slope is also gets reversed. Suppose instead of drawing this, if I draw it this way, that is the folded ramp, which will have a slope is equal to negative. So that is why that care also you have to take here. So let me run this cell and this cell. So same, all other things are similar to the previous one. So this is the folded ramp signal. Any doubts? What happened? Nobody is answering. Any doubts in these two?
No, ma'am.
No. Okay. Next, using
No,
the,
ma'am.
okay, using this ramp, let us generate a triangular signal. Okay. So what is this triangular signal? It consists of ramps, is it not? So how do you write the mathematical equation for this? Start from, it has got 3 ramps. One starting at t is equal to -1. That is, it is a ramp with the slope is equal to 1 divided by 1. So unit ramp starting at -1, and it continues like this. But we want it to shift from a slope of 1 to, what is the slope of this? -1. Okay. So the shift is -2. The shift in or change in slope is -2. So we must start as ramp at origin of slope is equal to -2. So this is -2 R of t. Okay. And next, this continues even after 1, but we want it to become 0 at this point. To make it 0 for t greater than 1 for all values up to infinity, start another positive ramp at t is equal to 1. So that is R of t minus 1. So this triangular wave has an equation y of t is equal to R of t plus 1 minus 2 R of t plus R of t minus 1, which you are familiar with. Okay. So that how to generate, we know how to generate the ramp signal, and also how to shift it, and we generate the 3 ramp signals, then add them and get the graph. Okay. So for that only ramp signal is enough. So function is enough, not the folded signal. So that's why I'm taken define fn underscore ramp and this definition of the ramp signal. Let me run this. And then I'm generating 3 ramps. First one is with a slope 1 and shift -1. Second one is slope 1 and shift 0. Third one is slope 1 and shift 1. So these are the 3 ramps. So first one is r of t plus 1. This is r of t minus 1, t r of t, and this is r of t minus 1. So that slope I will adjust it when I calculate the total triangular function, which is r1 minus 2r of 2 plus r of 3. Or I can even give that here itself. The second one is with minus 2. First I'll run this. Okay, first one is this r of t plus 1. This is r of t. This is r of t minus 1. And this is the triangular signal. Okay. So that slope I have taken care in this equation. Instead, that I can give here itself, because I have made a slope as an argument for this. Here you just take it as a plus. Add this. Okay, this also must give the same answer. Got it? This is how we generate any complex signal with the knowledge of our signals and system, how to write the mathematical equation in terms of the standard signals, and then we know how to generate the standard signals and do it. Any doubt in this? Now you know how to add the X label, Y label, then title, all these things. Okay, this I have drawn it as a subplot. Okay. Shall I proceed?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So that is about a continuous time ramp signal. So let us take the discrete time signals. First, let us take the discrete time step signal. So what is that difference between the discrete time and the continuous time signals? So in the continuous time signal, we divided this t from minus 10 to 10 into some thousands of points. And then we plotted the continuous curve by making use of PLT dot plot. To get the discrete plot, we make use of the function PLT dot stem, which will draw the graph like this. Like you are already familiar with the MATLAB using this in your DSP lab. We have plotted the stem plot. There also it is called stem plot, is it not? So, but now we cannot have so many number of points. Instead, we arrange the lower and upper limits by making use of this A range minus 10 to 10. So this will arrange from minus 10 to 10 in steps of 1. Okay. So you can take in steps of, even if you take t also, no problem, but you must, when you mark the x and y axis, the tick marks, you must be careful. So instead, if you make A range minus 10 to 10, now I am taking n as the x-axis variable, A range minus 10 to 10. So this will mark x-axis from minus 10 to 10 in discrete form in steps of 1. Then get the length of this n. Then wherever you have n, t in your continuous time step signal, you just replace it by n. Okay. And initiate u with zeros, having so many capital number of points. Then for I in range 0 to capital N, if n of I is greater than or equal to shift, replace u of I with a. And when all this is over, you just return the u. You got it? Wherever t is there, you replace it with n. And instead of taking t is equal to np dot lin space, you just take a range and then whatever the values you want to take, upper and lower limits for the x-axis, you give it here so that it will arrange it n as an array of lower limit to upper limit in steps of 1. Let me run this. Let me restart it first. So as before, the first cell, importing the required libraries. Here I will generate u of n minus, and u of n plus of shift. Okay. So here, after taking care of this n and shift, initially, whatever value I give, finally it takes here So then this RC params is for figure size adjustment. Then I'm calling this function definition using UV is equal to Fn underscore step n comma 1 comma 0. That is unit step with shift is equal to 0. And then plot plt dot stem n comma u. So this for the time being, I'll just remove it. Why I need it, I'll show you. Okay, then x limit from -10 to +10, and then axis shifted to the center, these 4 lines. And then these 2 lines are for marking the x-axis. If you don't give this, what happens? First, let me illustrate that. Okay, so this is similar to the continuous time signal, like with the changes that we have made with respect to n, and here also we have replaced it t with n. Here you see we got the unit step signal, but the x-axis is marked with fractions 0, 0, 2.5, 5.0. But a discrete type signal, x-axis marking must be in integers, is it not? So for that, we are using these 2 commands. So one is define what is x position and y position. X position is a list which ranges from -10 to +10. And also y position is also a list which range from -3 to +3 in steps of 1. Then marking how it should be given, plt dot x takes, that is x markings how it should be done. So within square bracket, it is a for loop I plus 1 for I in x position. So start with the lowest point in the x range, x position, and go on adding 1 to that and go on marking on the x-axis. That is what this loop understands. Okay, so this loop you should understand it as take the lowest range, put I is equal to I plus 1 for all values in the x position list. Okay, similarly, same thing for the y-axis. Take y position list and do I is equal to I plus 1 and put it as the y tick mark. Okay, so now you see if I run this, you see the markings on the x-axis. We have markings for 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in integer format. And our step signal, since it is having shift is equal to 0 and step is equal to 1, magnitude is equal to 1. So it is starting from n is equal to 0 and extending up to n minus 1, that is up to 9. If you want to include 10, you must give 11 for all this. Okay, you must change here itself. Understood this? Any doubt?
No, ma'am.
No. Now you give the different shift. Now I'll give it as +3. It will shift it to right by 3 units, that is u of n minus 3. If you give -3, that will be u of n plus 3 shifted to the left by 3 units. Okay, so let me explain now the folded step. Again, it is similar to this except that you make the change here. Instead of greater than or equal to shift, you compare it with less than or equal to shift and no other change. All other things remains the same. So you get a folded step signal, which is to the left of this y-axis. Okay, and you can change the shift. So I'll change it to +5. That will shift it to right by 5 units. If I make it -5, it will shift it to left by -5 units. Is this clear? Step signal generation, discrete time. For this, again, you can add X label, Y label, title, etc. You know how to do it now. Shall I pass on to the next part?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Next, discrete time ramp signal. How to generate the discrete time ramp signal? Here for step, what we have done, we just replaced u of I by a. Instead, you calculate the value as we did for the ramp in the continuous time domain, but with n here. Okay. See here, it is m into n of I minus shift. Okay. And initiate with n, call the function as fn underscore ramp or whatever name you want to give. Then the arguments are x-axis, slope, and shift. And then this is how we calculate the values and change this zeros array and return that array, which will form the ramp. Okay. So again, arrange the x-axis using this a range minus 10 to 10. Then calculate the length of this and initialize m and shift, and then call the function with the required value of m and shift. Okay. So now if you have understood this, I don't need to print this n and r. I think that is clear to you by this time. Then plot the graph using the stem plot, plt.stem, x-axis n, comma, the function that is returned after calculating using this definition of the function. And I think in this version, you don't need this. Otherwise, in the previous version, this was required. It was coming as an error when I used the plot, discrete plot, that is stem plot. That is why I had included this. Now it is 3. What is the version of this? You find out. In that version, I think that has been removed. So then x limit, y limit, and all these axis modifications, and also the x and y tick marks how it should be. So that will give you a ramp signal. Now, since I have given initially this shift as -5, let me make it 0 initially. So this is a ramp which starts from 0. At 0, it is 0. At 1, it is 1. At 2, it is 2. And it continuing like this. It is a unit ramp. Suppose if I change it to a ramp of strength 2, you will have at 1 its value is 2, at 2 its value is 4. So it doubles. At 3 it is 6. So it is a ramp with shift is equal to 0, but strength is equal to 2. Okay. So now let me make it back to 1 and shift it by some 4 units. You get a ramp which is shifted to the right by 4. So at 4, it is starting 0, 1, 2, 3, like this. If you make it negative, it gets shifted to the left. So at -4, it is 0. This is the starting point of the ramp and it continues. Okay, that is about discrete time ramp. And when you want to fold it, you just make the changes that instead of comparing with greater than or equal to shift, you make it less than or equal to shift. And also slope is equal to negative. So minus n of I plus shift. Followed? Here it was, I think this becomes plus. Okay. So let me run this. And the remaining things are all same. But now because I have changed the name to fn underscore folded ramp, f ramp, I'm calling that f ramp with, let me make the shift is equal to 0 initially. So if I run this, I get a ramp with shift is 0, starting from 0, but it is folded. It is in the second quadrant. So now I can give different shift value. So -2 will shift it to the left by 2 units. This is the starting point. If I make it +2, shifts to the right. So +2 is the starting point. And if I make the ramp strength as 2, you find here, what did I do? Shift also 2. So you can't easily visualize. So I'll make the shift 0 and then 2. So at -1 it is 2, at -2 it is 4. So double the previous value. Okay. And I can even make this minus. What happens? It comes to the fourth quadrant because the sign change. It is strength 2, but with a negative sign. So you can just go on making changes with this and observe. It's just a play. Did you understand this? Any doubts? Discrete
No.
time ramp. No doubts? Shall I pass on to the next part?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Here is an example of time scaling. So what is time scaling? You know time scaling, is it not? Suppose if you have a function, which rectangular function, let us say, this is rect of t, let us say. If your time scale, so this is, let us say it is some function x of t. X of t is given by this rectangular function. And the t, if you modify it as some 2t or half t, what would be the x-axis modification, how the signal changes. So here x of 2t will make all the values on the t-axis divide by 2. Each point on this x-axis will be divided by 2. So this is my x of 2t. So if I divide this leftmost and rightmost edges, this will be -5 to +5. So it becomes a rectangle signal with existing from -5 to +5. That is what is this. And suppose if I take x of t by 2, then I have to divide all the points by half. That is multiply by 0.5. Multiply by 2. Okay, 1 by 0.5. That is 2. So this becomes -20 and this is +20. So the signal exists between -20 to +20. This fundamentals you know from signals and systems. This is how we scale the time axis. Okay. Here in this example, first I'm constructing this rectangular signal by means of two signals. One is u of t minus 10. Another one is u of t plus 10. So if I subtract u of t minus 10 from u of t plus 10, I get this rectangle. Okay. U of t plus 10 minus u of t minus 10. Next, how to get these two? We shall see. So for this, I need a step signal definition. So as usual, as before, imported the NumPy, matplotlib, and also the suppress the warnings. So let me restart the kernel. So run this and then run the definition. There is no change in the definition of the step signal here. It is a continuous time step signal where we define a function fn underscore u step. Then find the length of t, which we define here. T is equal to np dot linspace minus 32 plus 30. Instead of giving the n directly here, I have given it with a variable name num is equal to n. But that n I have specified it before defining what is t. Okay, so it takes num is equal to 1000. I need not give this num, but anyway, if I use num here, then I must give that. Okay. Next, initialize a array u with the zeros with capital N number of points, number of zeros. Then execute this for loop to modify this u to get a step signal of required shift. I have made it only shift as a variable, and slope I am giving, not slope, amplitude I am giving here. All with amplitude I am modifying. Amplitude modification, is it required? No, no. For this signal, we don't need amplitude modification. That's why it's simply shifted. So now I'm this, you know, this is array. this is a matrix now of 6 rows and n number of columns. Okay. So yesterday somebody raised the problem now. Can we make it a loop? You can make use of this technique there and try. Here, instead of every time naming it with a different name, I'm taking each function that is returned after executing this as a different row in this U matrix. So since I need 6 different step functions to generate the 3 original problem and then 2 time scaled versions of it, I am taking 6 rows and n number of points in each row. So first I am calling the function with shift as 10 and storing it in the first row of this matrix U. So that is 0 comma, then this colon will take all columns and the first row. So in the first row, I will store the step function with a shift is equal to 10. Then in the second row, that is U of 1 comma colon, I'll call the same function with a shift is equal to minus 10. Okay. So these two I will make use to form the first rectangle, which is U of 1 comma colon minus U of 0 comma colon. That is, this is nothing but U of t plus 10. This is U of t minus 10. So when I do this arithmetic operation, then I get the first rectangle, which is a rectangle that exists between minus 10 to plus 10. Okay. So next, to get that time scaled version, that is 2t, I am calling this function, in the third row, I am storing that function that I call result of the function. So I call this fn underscore u step with 2 into t, that is time scaled by 2, and this shift plus 10 and minus 10. So this actually what it does, it will divide the time axis. Let me see, this u of, no, this will actually increase. T will be from minus 30 to plus 30. No, instead it will be from minus 20 to plus 20. Okay, time axis doubled here and it is hollowed here. Okay, so I'm plotting it in the subplot one below the other. So I have made it 3 by 3 grid, 3 by 3 grid. In the first column, the positions are 1, 4, and 7. So in 1 and 4, I'm putting u of t minus 10 and t plus 10. And in 7, I'm putting the result of this first rectangular waveform. So similarly, second column has 2, 5, 8 as a number for those cells. So in those cells, I'm plotting t minus 5 because it is u of 2t comma 10. So that I'm plotting here. And this one, what is that? U of 2, second one. Yes, this is hollowed. This is hollowed and this gets doubled. So like this, I have organized in the second column and this in the third column. So if I run this, what is this? Step is not defined because I did not run this cell. Okay. So this is our u of 2t and this is not u of t, 2t, rectangle of 2t, rectangle of 0.5 t. Any doubts? Any doubts or you want me to explain it once again? Tell me.